chances are that if you have clicked on this video, someone in your life is treating you in a way that they shouldn't. And you're here because it's time that it stops and you're ready to make a change. So I won't tell you, don't let them treat you this way, or you deserve better, because you know you do. And that's why you're here. And together we'll find out how to make you feel better and how to, change how they treat you. So first let's figure out how do we do that. And after that, if you want to stick around, we'll talk about why has this been happening for so long and how you can prevent it in future. So what do you do now? First of all, anything that I'm about to tell you is not my opinion. It's psychological research that our team has gathered and broken down into simple bits so that we can explain to you. Okay? So you can trust this advice and even check it out, research it yourself to confirm. So what should you do if someone is not treating you right? You should build a boundary. Okay, but what is a boundary? We all have heard, people saying, oh, he crossed a boundary. But, if people can cross boundaries, so how does that help you change the way that they're treating you? So here comes the part that most of us don't know. That nobody can cross our boundaries except us. Except me, myself. If I have set a boundary, I am the only person who can actually cross that boundary. Because a boundary isn't set between me and you, me and my mom, me and my friends. It's set between me and myself. A boundary is set between me and myself. Because what a boundary means is that I am not okay with this, let's say X. I am not okay with X, and if you do X, then I will do Y, something else. I will do Y to take care of myself. Okay, that sounds super like a revenge, that if you do this, I will do that. But no, it's not that. It's like I said at the end of the sentence, that if you do this, I will do that in order to protect myself. So the action we are taking is not to, hurt them. It is to protect ourselves. Okay, let's go back to the definition. If you do X, then I will do Y to protect myself. Let's see some examples of this. Okay, this is very personal to me. Like, this has happened with me during COVID times. Even now, sometimes when I listen to news too much, then it becomes very overwhelming. Like, I feel depleted emotionally. So I told my father, if you want me to come into the room, then you have to turn off the news, change the channel, or at least turn down the volume. Okay, that's a boundary. Let me state it in the terms of the equation. Okay, if you turn on the news when I'm in the room, then I won't stay in the room in order to protect myself. Or if the news is on, I won't enter the room in order to protect myself. Right? So it's not an action against him. It's a way for me to protect myself. More examples that might be more relatable to you. If you scream at me, then I will leave the conversation immediately and go for a walk to protect myself. Okay? Now you're not telling them don't scream at me. You're not ordering them. You're not asking them to change. You're saying, but if you keep on this behavior, then I won't stick around because I don't feel okay with it. You're crossing a boundary. So I will leave the conversation. If you want to have a conversation, you shouldn't scream at me. And a work-related boundary can be like, if you need to reach me, then you have to contact me in my work hours. Otherwise, in order to protect myself, I'll keep my phone switched off or off after my work hours. Okay, that's a boundary. If someone is trying to reach you over and over again after your work hours are over, you can just tell them that I will keeping my phone off because I need some time away from work. My work hours are over. Okay, but how is this really helping you change how people treat you? This is just, building boundaries or stopping them. But that's the thing, that most of the people we know aren't bad people. They're just, doing their own thing, thinking from their own perspective, seeing how things will work out for them, what time suits them, and often they forget that the other person might have different lines, or they assume something about you that is not true. That happens, and by stating a boundary clearly, you're telling them that okay, that is not okay with me, and if you do that, then I won't be able to work with you. You won't be able to work with me. So if they really want to work with you, really want to coordinate with you, have this relationship with you, they will make that change. They will try to slightly better their behavior. And of course, it doesn't happen overnight, because these are long drawn out patterns. They will need time. You will need time to change how things have been, how this toxic pattern has built. They are telling you that sorry, I forgot, and that's okay. That shows you that they're trying, that they just forgot, that they respect your boundaries, but they just forgot. And you can repeat it for them. You can repeat that this is not okay for me, this is not okay for me, and you repeat your boundaries as long as they're respectful to your boundaries. And respectful doesn't mean that they abide by your boundaries, because oftentimes people will forget, oftentimes people will just make mistakes. But if they're disrespectful, telling you that your boundary is wrong, telling you what you're asking for is too much, or what you're asking for is will leave you alone, then that's being disrespectful. And these are the signs that you start to get, then you need to take action. Take action, whether it be distancing yourself from them, or sitting down, or if that relationship is super important to you, someone that you need to stay with in a long term, that you really care about, then you sit down with them and talk through with them. Tell them why this boundary is important to you, what value of yours is that boundary violating. You have a talk with them, that why do they want to not have this boundary. You discuss it with them. Otherwise, if you think that they are being disrespectful and this is not going to work, you slowly take away your energy. I know, even especially when it's with family, it's very hard to actually break up with them. With friends, or with friends and with romantic relationships, that's still possible, but with family, with people that you live with, it's very hard to just break up. So what we can do is remove our expectations, remove the expectation that they will treat us a certain way, remove our energy, the energy we are trying to put to fix that relationship, to make it work. We remove that energy. We just find a way to peacefully coexist, right? So yeah, that's it. That's what you need to do to change how people treat you. Show them how to treat yourself. Okay, so that's that. But now, why has this been happening and how you can stop it in long term? Let's talk about it. So the thing is that we all know what is okay for me and what is not okay for me, but we don't keep that boundary very strong. We let people cross those boundaries because of mainly 3 reasons. Okay, let's get into those reasons so that those don't happen in future. Even if you set a boundary today, like the champion you are, there will be chances, there will be times when you will feel like, oh, I can't hold this boundary, let them do whatever they want to, I'll just go ahead with it, fine with it, even if it hurts me, that is fine, right? And we don't want that to happen, because again you'll fall into the pattern, and that one time will become 2 times, just 3 times, and we'll be back where we started. What are these 3 reasons that we let our walls down? Number 1, we feel that if we hold our boundaries, people will hate us, or people won't like us. We will become separated. There will be this wall between us that will separate us, divide us. Like if I tell them, oh, you cannot do this, they will feel hurt, right? And they will get away from us. That's what we think. Okay, honestly, even I have thought of that. But in reality, what happens is that when you build a boundary, you feel safe and they feel safe on their side. Okay, think about it like if there's a school. Okay, there's a school and it has a playground that is right next to a road, right? And now students, where will those kids play? Kids will play in that playground only towards the school, because they're afraid that cars are running by. But as soon as the school built a wall around the playground, now kids can play all over. Why? Because they know that the car won't come crashing through the wall. There's a wall that is protecting them. So that's what happens, that we think that the wall or that boundary will divide us, but it actually brings us closer. Because earlier there's this confusion that where does the road end, where does the garden begin. Your partner, your friend or your family member, they don't know if this is okay for you, if this is not okay for you, so they're assuming a lot of things. They're confused. Okay, should I do this, should I do this not? It might be hurtful for you, but it is also confusing for them. So as soon as you clear it out, build a boundary and tell them that this much is okay for me, but beyond this it starts hurting me. I can do this much for you, but beyond this it puts me in risk. Then that boundary will help you come closer to them, because now they feel more comfortable around you. You feel more comfortable around them because you know that there's a boundary and they know not to cross it, and they know there's a boundary that, oh, this person is not okay with that, so okay, I can do till this and they will be fine, and they won't be doing this out of hurt or out of congestion. They will be doing it happily as long as I don't cross the boundary. It makes things so much simpler. The second one is, I'm going to sit back again for this because it's a little bit of emotional talk. Okay, so we are afraid, at least even I was, that we will be alone if we set boundaries, because like, why am I setting so high standards for myself? Who will want to come through for these standards? But the truth is that if you are not setting boundaries, if you think that you will be left alone because of those boundaries, then honestly it is better that you are alone, because being alone is not bad. And that is coming from me, someone who has an entire organization built around overcoming loneliness, and this entire video is actually about overcoming loneliness too. And still I'm saying it's better if you are alone. And I promise it will be way less lonelier than it is now. It will feel painful for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, because there's this hole of the time that you used to spend with them. But slowly you will find things, you will find people, good people, who will fill up those time. Okay, and you can do that. You can do this. You can build that boundary, hold that boundary, and if someone doesn't come through, then it is better, because you are feeling lonelier than you will feel if they actually leave you alone. Okay. Now the third and the last reason, well, there must be more, but it is last at least for this video, is that the one that hurts me the most, because I have been there so many times, that you don't value your own voice, your own needs. You put everyone's needs, what everyone else wants, above your own. Of course, I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about what others want, what they're going through. Of course, care, take care of them, be kind. I am all about being kind and being nice to others, helping others out. But if because of that you're not being kind to yourself, then you're actually harming everyone else too. Shocker? Okay, let me explain. So this is my heart, okay, and my heart is the most selfish organ in my entire body. It takes up all the good blood for itself, the first person to take up all the blood, and then sends the rest of the blood to other organs when it is all done. Okay, but what will happen if my heart was like you? It was putting everyone else's need before itself. Then it will stop pumping blood, and even though all the organs will get the blood once, the next time heart won't be there, because heart will have died because of the lack of blood. Or even if it was getting the blood last, it will be pumping out the bad blood to others next time. So you see, that cycle of being the good guy, being the selfless guy, and putting everyone else's need before yours works only one time. You will be able to help them only once, and then your own mental health will start to degrade, your physical health will start to degrade. You will be exhausted, burnt out, and you won't be able to help anyone else again, because you will be in a situation that you need desperate help. That is why you need to be the heart. You are the heart. If you don't take the good blood for yourself and then pump it out to others, then the whole body will die. So first you take care of yourself. You see, what do I need to keep going, to feel better? What is okay for me? Is this making me feel bad for myself? Is this a good use of my time? Or is this going to only exhaust me? Because when you are exhausted, you will not be able to help anyone else either. You will take care of yourself for the people that you are going to meet, for the people whose life you are going to change, for the people who you will help in future. Okay, Build those boundaries, keep them strong, take action yourself, because only you can change how they treat you. We cannot change anyone else, no matter how much we try. Who we can change is ourselves. And how you can do that? You can do that by building a boundary and telling them this is not okay for me, so that they don't have to change their entire behavior. They just have to, respect your boundary and not do that when you are around, not do that to you. Okay, change yourself, build a boundary, manage them. You can do this. And of course, if you want to understand it further, read more about it, then go ahead in our links and just read the entire blog about the research on boundaries, about what all you need to learn about boundaries, how to maintain your boundaries. It will be very simplified. Or you can go to our Instagram for a post about this, just 5 slides that you can keep saved in a folder, so that whenever you're feeling down, whenever you feel that, okay, I can't let them treat me this way, I need to change it, you can just go through that post that has just 5 slides, so that okay, this is happening, and I need to do this. Great, that was helpful. So all the links are below. Any way we can help you, we are here for you. If you have any other questions, of course, you can leave in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, having this conversation with me. Thank you.